Perth. We've got the local hot shot. Last year, you guys just did a 888 on us. So I'm pretty excited getting WAU stuff now. I'm
I just
ready
hope
to
you
roll
give me
in
my
there.
car back.
Have I got your car?
I mean, at Tassie, like it's just like rolled in the performance for the weekend, and I'm like, oh my god.
Do you reckon I've jinxed the
I
team?
just feel like it's just in a car swap.
I want Woody's car now.
Yeah.
You can
a
have Chaz's car back.
It should be like a lottery between us four. If we get a number out, all right, you get this one for this weekend.
We're a 4-car team now, don't forget.
So you guys doing like a 888 support thing? Is that like what you guys are doing that with Walkinshaw?
Yeah, pretty much. It's not so much data driven, like we're not I don't know how it all works, but a lot of it is now whereas before we sort of had something at the start of the weekend and then nothing through it. So we're sort of starting to do a bit of testing together now for the next one. So I think, it's getting closer, and it's obviously worked a lot for us as a team. Quite a young team, struggling, with the window. It's like we were talking how competitive it is. And when you're outside of it, to get it back without all that resources and that history that you guys have got and the data that you guys get is ridiculous from not only your 2 cars, but all the other cars as well. To try and fight that was, the only logical thing to do for us as a team was to align with these guys heavier. And it was night and day for me. Yep. Everyone in the garage was a lot calmer as well. So it's, it was good.
It's interesting for
How's
us.
T8 worked? Is it kind of very similar, or you get to see everyone, all the guys you support for the weekend?
It's like when you're a bit of a, I don't know how much I can give out here, but
they get everything
it'll be what
from
it'll
everyone.
Be. Hopefully they won't fire me.
It's only the drivers only on this.
Yeah,
don't worry, no one's listening.
Jamie's not allowed. I think it'd be like, how categories are brought in that the fastest data gets given to you? Like if you, in categories, junior categories like these days, try to make them better. Yeah, I think Super 2 do it now. It's like that's kind of what we do. So we supply a lot of our stuff. They get everything. They get set up, full set, like tire pressures, everything, and we get that in return. So I feel like at 888, maybe back in the day, it wasn't as much of an advantage for them. It was about the money and about getting paid, and they'd give out their setups. But now,
are you saying RD was all about money and Jamie isn't?
Yeah, that's right. He probably was. No, I'm joking. But
he's not your boss anymore.
No,
you can say what you want.
I can say what I want. But then now you can use, you've got people like Percat, Cam Hill, even Richie and Golding that are doing good jobs on the weekend. So you can look at their stuff and go, hey, where'd they get us? So I think that's even making the field closer, because how many 888 cars do you have out there now with 888 setups? Yeah, it's, well, BJR now buy our setups as well. And I guess Team 18's dropped off, but you've got a lot of guys out there rolling around with the same setup now. So you got us, and then you got you guys banding together. But I think that, there's a lot of Ford teams that want to be the top dog in Ford teams. You got DJR, you got Tickford, you got Walkinshaw currently. So
who's the top dog? 888 roll in and steal it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I guess, is that
this is awkward all of a sudden.
Yeah, it is. No, but what I guess none of them are going to buy setups off each other. You know what I mean? Because they want to. Tickford's not going to buy a setup off Walkinshaw, so it's a bit different the way the Ford system works. I think.
And next year, do you reckon you guys? How will it all work with the customers you got now? How are you going to supply them with stuff?
Well, I don't. I
when
would
you're on the
assume
Ford
that
side,
they're not going
that
to
stops.
do that now. I think it'd die off a little bit. I think it affects us a bit, because you're giving people, like, you look at the results Cam Hill and Nick Percat and that have had with our setup. Would they be in the same scenario if 888 weren't supplying them? So, I guess I don't own the team, but you want the money coming in, but also how you're losing a few points from giving setups to other teams. So it'd be interesting to see what they actually do next year. I haven't exactly heard, but I would say they're not going to sell as many teams.
Yeah, like you said, I can't see Grove unless they've got
Grove.
money to spend. They're just like, hey, let's just look at what they're doing anyway.
Yeah.
I think with the Ford teams, though, like in the Gen 1 and Gen 2, and even a lot of history like Walkinshaw has and DJR and a lot of those teams that are in the Ford camps, they've all been self-efficient for so long compared to where T8's always helped out the teams that haven't been self-efficient. So, yeah, it's going to be a bit weird in the Ford side of things next year with you guys going across. And,
Yeah.
And you're going across too.
Yeah.
We are, yeah. So that's going to be cool for the sport, but saying
I reckon it's awesome. I don't know, two other guys there, and they made the Brad Jones announcement and everything. So will you guys be doing, maybe you don't know yet, but will it be like what you're doing with us with BJR next year?
Like I said, me and Woody actually have no idea really what's going on for next year. I mean, the sole focus for us is we're still obviously a Ford team this year and want to try to do the team for the championship for Ford and want to be one of the first ones in Gen 3, which made it a little bit harder for myself on Tassie weekend. But, I think from that side of things with BJR coming on, I think it was always going to hear about a second team and there was a potential about being 4 Toyotas on the grid for next year. But I think it's pretty exciting that there's going to be 6. So from a point of view, how many Camaros and Mustangs and Supras there will be, it's a lot more even opportunities throughout the field. So it's be pretty cool.
I haven't heard many updates about the Toyota. I was asking someone this the other day, where are they? When do we see a car, built? Where are they up to with that? I
have no idea. It's the funniest thing at the workshop. It's like Area 51 kind of thing, what's going on there. And it's about Walkinshaws, I feel, has always been so respectful of whatever relationships they've had between sponsors or manufacturers in the past. And it's a big respect thing to Ford for us this year to make sure we still do the job for that and not just focus on what we're doing for next year. So I think the resources, what Walkinshaw Drew United doing, they've been lucky enough to have some really smart people in there that have really got great design backgrounds, and they're really focusing on that project for next year. And then guys like Sammy and Rich that are really taking the lead foot on the setup stuff and performance for this year in the Ford. So we've separated our resources a little bit.
I think he got given the same line as me.
Yeah, geez, you guys
are very happy to support GM this year. We love the product. We really want to finish strong.
So have you picked out your Ford cars for next year, and have you worked out what Toyotas you're going to be driving?
You must have just got the same script with different words.
In your driveway, didn't I?
Nah.
Was it a Supra?
100%. But I'm interested to see that because, it's interesting to know whether they're on. How's the
fan
kickback?
base wise?
Oh, has
it died down?
It's died down, yeah. And I don't know. Obviously, back in the day, it's not, the rivalry between maybe Ford, Holden, and all that isn't as big, or maybe the new supporters coming in, the younger ones support the drivers a bit more. Because, I know Lounsey, we got told 12 hours before they announced it. We're at Bathurst. We went up in the room. They set up a Zoom, and me, Lounsey, and Brock were sitting there, and they're like, "Oh, we want to tell you something." I was like, "Oh, which one of us is getting fired here?" And then I was like, "It'll be me," because I was like, Brock's pretty tame, so I'm done. But no, and then they told us that it was Ford, and Lounsey was like, "Oh, far out." When I switched back in the day, I was getting death threats and all this stuff and everything, but we didn't seem to get that. I've had people at the car yard, where I am up at home, saying saying, "Oh, it's average. You guys are going to Ford and this stuff and that." But you got a lot saying that they're going to support us next year as well. So I think there'll be a crossover. There'll be a period where Ford supporters that have probably disliked us for years aren't just going to jump on the T8 bandwagon straight away. They're not just going to like you straight for a...
They'll be out with their old Vodafone tops on with the old the pig badge. They'll be like, "We're back, baby."
Yeah, but I haven't noticed it too bad, to be honest. I thought it would be a little bit of backlash. But
you would have got it when you changed. I did. I had got some guy come up to me and tell me that... Oh, he didn't come up to me. He wrote me an email and told me if he ever ran into me in the street, he'd stab me in the eye with a pen. Which was scary because he's thought about that quite a bit.
Yeah, a pen's to
bring a pen into it.
Was he a pen salesman
maybe,
we were talking about?
Maybe.
Did you see him ever?
No. Thankfully, I've still got both eyes, so I didn't run into him.
It made me more nerve-wracking not seeing him. How big is he? Is he
Some guy comes to you with a couple of pens in his shirt pocket. You're like, "Oh, Jesus, this could be him."
This is him.
I was nervous about changing for the first time, going from Ford to Holden when I went to Walkinshaw. So I actually I reached out to Lounsey because I was like, well, he's done it before, and what am I expected to see? And he summed it up pretty much the best way, that you're going to lose 50% of the people that support you, that are really core with your manufacturer that they follow, and then you're going to find 50% other ones. So try not to let it bother you and just be grateful for whoever's support that was supporting you. And if they're not going to support you anymore, then thank you very much. But he was pretty good for that side of things. But it was really weird. Then Walkinshaw's, I've been there since where they were Holden, and then went to Ford, and that's like a team changing manufacturers. I feel like even more huge, especially being Walkinshaw's.
Like what T8 did as well.
Yeah. So I was like, I wonder how that's going to go. And I didn't think it was probably harsher on the team, definitely from their fan base.
This time to Toyota, nothing really.
I feel like it's Sweden. I feel like it's Sweden, somewhere in the middle. It's people that are excited to see another powerful manufacturer come in, and hopefully it just goes up.
I reckon it'll be great for the sport. Any more manufacturers and money coming in, it's always going to be good.
Toyota coming in, the biggest one you could really get. I know back in the day, people used to talk about Hyundai or someone, and you're like, oh yeah, but Toyota, you probably didn't see that coming when it actually happened. And I think that'll bring, a lot of people love, maybe it's because I'm from a country town, but everyone's just Toyota, like, these days with those products, Prados and that. So I think it'll bring a lot of fans in as well, hopefully, with some of that as well.
From their racing history is really cool. Like now we're like aligned with NASCAR because those three powerful manufacturers, go week in, week out there as well. So I don't know, it feels pretty cool for Australian motorsport, I reckon.
Yeah.